I saw it.
You saw what?
The microphone.
Ow.
It's necessary.
And we're live.
I got the notification.
I know I laughed when I saw it.
Oh, I was like, where is that coming from?
All right. Welcome to Schnozzcast, episode 21 for Saturday, May 18th, 2019. Looking around the table, I see she can't wait to talk at peak volume. Danielle, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Cory, how are you now?
Oh, not bad. And you?
Not so bad. Nicholas?
Sir? Back at it again. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's better.
There we go.
yep. Late night caller.
Can we get
Look at this picture.
a little Cory shirt lighting?
Oh. I don't know why I don't do that right immediately, but you always hold me to it.
Have you
That's
been
right.
matching his shirt color?
Yep.
Well,
Ooh.
That's right.
no.
The other purple was better.
Deeper.
Yeah. Oh, there. Oh, closer. Oh, it's kind of pink.
It's either blue
Purple, Bob.
or
Just
light purple.
That's as purple as it's gonna get, folks.
Kind of,
Fair enough.
kind of a
If your
lavender.
shirt
works.
was a light, that's what it would look like.
Okay. Figure out a way to make that happen.
Fucking figure it out.
Figure it out. Thanks everybody for joining episode 21. Do a little housekeeping right off the bat. We want to hear from you, so there's many ways to do that. And just like your mother, we just want to hear from you every now and again.
Yep.
You don't want to disappoint your mother.
Just want to see how you are.
Yeah, we just want to hear from you. So we say it every time, but it needs to be said again. Any questions, any comments, feedback, burning questions of the universe that you'd like us to answer?
Mm-hmm.
The history of meteors. What's the difference between a meteor and a comet? We'll figure it out.
We'll talk about it on the Schnozzcast.
We will. We will. So you can reach us.
A meteor's going towards the sun, and a comet's going away, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So scratch that one. We've already solved that. Any other questions you have, though, be happy to answer. You can reach us at schnozzcast@gmail.com. You could also message us through our Facebook page.
Yep.
You can hit us up on Twitter and send us that way. If you know any of the individuals sitting around the table here personally, you can reach us that way. Do it. We really want to hear from you. Could be anything. Doesn't matter what it is. But certainly, if you listen and you like us, we want to hear that too.
Yeah, we just recently adjusted some of the Facebook. So, as you guys may or may not know, we do have 2 Facebook pages, and the science behind that, I guess, is that one actual Facebook page needed to be made so Cory could do the live from his GoPro. The other one, the radio, one the fan page and one's just a regular page, or how does that work?
Well, the ones just they have mainly the live stream page, and then the fan page is what you post on.
Okay, so yeah, so the one we're on now, the Schnozzcast.3 is the Facebook page that we do live, where we have the 400 some odd friends or whatever. The other one, if you want to stroll on over and like it if you don't already, that's the one that's the fan page. So try either or. If you need to reach out to us for anything or you want to be on the show, I think there should be a spot for message or email. So it may or may not be working.
Yeah. Let's just assume that it is.
Yeah, well, I
And
mean,
if it
we
isn't,
get
we'll figure it
so
out.
many messages that I just don't know if we're getting new messages.
Emails overran with incoming messages.
Thanks for completely invalidating what I just said.
Hey, Debbie.
I wanted to hear from you guys.
Danielle, say hi to your mother.
Hi, Mom. And possibly Dad.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Finn. Big shout out to the Schnozzcast corporate art department as well for I saw we got a couple of good likes on the artwork, the graphics.
Yeah. we did.
announcing this week.
Yep. We had some compliments, people saying that they like the art, so
Mhm.
that's good. We a lot of you guys don't see like the analytics that we do, but we're, I guess, going in a positive direction because we started out with, I don't know, like 20 to 30 in regards to like our reach, which we just kind of figured out what that means. Basically, it means it's coming across your news feed. If you see it, if you like it, click on it, give us a like. If not, the important thing is that you guys see what we're all about. But now we're in like 360 just on the post from this week.
Sweet.
So that's a big jump.
Yeah, and thanks to your diligent efforts, we've got a lot of. We went from having basically no Twitter account to having maybe 3,000 followers almost.
Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, we got about 30 so far. So
should we thank some of those high-profile individuals that liked our?
Breaking news.
Yeah,
that's breaking news.
Breaking. Yeah, you should break it.
I don't. Okay, so I took a stab in the dark. So we're big fans of Letterkenny. We're big fans of LA Beast, and I haven't brushed up or boned up on my Letterkenny as much as these guys have. But Bob from the beginning had said that that Jared Kiso, who plays Wayne from Letterkenny, is a pretty normal guy, and he's responded to tweets and things of that nature. So he had said from the beginning, Nick, if you could try and get the Twitter up and running, I think our eventual goal would be, if he liked something that we had, he thinks,
that he saw his eyes and he was like, oh, I'll take the time to click like.
Right,
That's huge.
that would be a turning point.
Yeah.
So I reached out first to the Beast and just told him, I know he's also very interactive with fans.
Well, you had a leg up in that one because you already had gotten up to his like top fans.
Yeah, I'm a top fan.
Sure. You personally.
Yes, me personally.
Yeah.
I have a badge of honor on Facebook. I'm
So,
a top fan of
He
Kevin
sees your name and
Straley.
he's like, oh,
thought-
that looks familiar.
I thought Tony beat you on that one.
No. I was a top fan, and then Tony was like, said something about it within
Fuck you, I'll be a
within a
bigger
week.
top-
Within a
topper
week,
fan.
he was a top fan as well. So,
Oh, he just wanted to invalidate all the work you did. Like, this
Yeah.
isn't that hard.
right, exactly. But I guess it's being interactive on the page. So,
Right.
but anyhow, so I reached out to him and told him that we're big fans, and that I was a top fan on his feed, and if he could go ahead and give us a follow. If not, totally understand. The dude's got like 80,000 followers and over $1 million is his net worth. So I mean, he's doing big things, and it says that he instantly retweeted our post. So somewhere out there, LA Beast read the words Schnozzcast
Yep.
and retweeted us. So that's really
you do.
cool. And then the cast, I don't know what it's on Twitter. I'm still learning. So is it tagged or what? How do?
You tag them.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
tagged.
You
Okay.
hashtag their individual
I sound like
names.
I'm,
Not the show, but the actors.
sound like I'm
from
almost 40.
from Letterkenny.
No, but yeah. So I had to look up all. I had to look up all their names. But I got 3 of them. 3 of the top actors from Letterkenny, including Jared Kiso, Mark Forward, and Tio Horn.
Tanis and Coach.
Yeah, they all liked the tweet. This one I didn't say anything about the Schnozzcast. I just told them that we think they're doing big things and
Yeah.
they're doing a good job, and they've really kind of taken over our inside joke vernacular with the Letterkennyisms, and they all gave us a like. So that was pretty cool.
I don't know about you, but the fact that fucking embarrassing gave us a
I know.
like made my day.
Yes. Well, I mean, you got Jared Kiso on your wall.
Yes. Yeah, and if you're new,
Was there any love lost?
as far as what getting a
With Jared Kiso. Now you're moving towards the coach.
no, but no. Jared Kiso was like pie in the sky, but the fact we quote the fucking embarrassing is something.
You know what's not fucking embarrassing? Getting light from Coach.
Right.
Yeah. They're all awesome, but that one in particular, I think it's probably the number one quoted line.
But just
in this crowd.
Just think, Kevin Straley was just a normal guy that made it on YouTube. I mean, these are actual actors out
Yeah.
there in Hollywood.
No.
I mean,
Canada.
I
or
should say
Canada,
Canada.
whatever. Canada's
Yeah.
version of Hollywood.
Yeah.
But, to think that, they're going on their day-to-day life and that this possibly came across their cell phone and they were like, what the fuck is this?
Right.
Oh, like, they took some time to do that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. That doesn't even make sense. I don't know.
I think it demonstrates just how much better Canadian folks are than we Americans. They
Oh,
just
sure.
take the time to.
See what the Schnozzcast is all about.
Yeah.
What is this, the Schnozzcast?
Yeah, I think I'll click the like button there.
Right.
They seem like good kids. Maybe they could probably use a leg up. Whatever we could do to help them. But yeah, for them to, hey kids, it just goes to show you, even a few idiots like us can make something of ourselves when we get liked by the Letterkenny cast. And if you're new to the podcast and you're not familiar with Letterkenny, do yourself a favor.
Oh God.
Get out
Watch
to
it.
Hulu and look them up. Letterkenny. I think you could probably find little tiny clips on YouTube, but you can't get full episodes.
And in the same capacity, or I would, if you don't know who Ellie Beast is, go to YouTube
Yeah.
and check them out.
Now that's a different kind of a. Can you give the crowd? Because we've talked about liking LA Beast.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that people are going to look them up as you do.
Yep.
Can you give them kind of like a? It's not like endorsing Letterkenny. When we endorse LA Beast, you're setting up the listener for a particular experience. Do you want to kind of?
I think I'll leave it to Cory. Cory introduced me to LA Beast. Cory introduced me to Letterkenny. So he was really the first person that found any of this. And when he turned it on the first time, it was one of those things where we're up at Ray's and we're having a couple beers, and he's like, I'm going to commandeer this TV with my Bluetooth, and why don't you watch this guy for a second? I'm like, I really don't. I don't like learning new things. I don't. There's a lot of.
I like just sitting here and stewing in my own ignorance.
Yep. I don't. There's a lot of foot dragging, but he's like, just trust me, and I can't get enough of it. I repeat the episodes, but yeah, go ahead, Cory. Tell us what it's all about.
I was gonna say, I think you've even made me watch the egg drinking episode at least 42 times.
I love it. But tell everyone what it's about.
Yeah, just a
So-
brief. What are they in for?
LA Beast, Kevin Strahaley, is a competitive eater, and he'll make videos of himself doing certain challenges, whether it be stuff that's insanely hot or just massive amounts of, or like even just downing a bottle of syrup. He will,
If it's not
Try-
hot, it's ridiculous.
Or,
Yes,
or
yes.
50 bottles of syrup.
yes, or eating light bulbs.
Oh.
Right. So
Cacti.
He does cactus also.
yeah. So,
So it's
that's
just-
the kind of experience.
It's just,
that you're in for.
challenging himself to see if he can eat these crazy things or crazy amounts of things. Sometimes it goes good, and other times he might throw up in a washer. So,
But so I'm sure the audience is picturing just a faceless guy doing these things. But there's a couple things that, in my opinion, having watched him, again, you hooked me on him as well, that make him maybe stand out from the normal guy doing that. Some things that he does that are uniquely
What?
LA Beast.
well, one would have to be definitely the robot.
The robot.
Oh, God.
When he,
Explain.
so when he gets to a challenging point of the challenge and starts feeling like he's not going to make it, he'll start doing the robot to an extent with his arms. And apparently to him, he's explained it before in a video that he does it to try to refocus his mind.
Distract his brain from the
Yes,
pain.
basically. So the robot being one of them, the second being going cross-eyed.
Yep.
There's many times where he tries to focus so hard that his eyes literally just go cross-eyed. And I don't know if he knows he's doing that or not, but it's hilarious to watch. And the third thing I can think of off the top of my head was he always, I think in every single video, he at least mentions 3 times he needs to get his bearings straight.
Oh, is that true?
Yes.
Yes.
And
I
every
did
time,
not know that.
every time he says, I can't get my bearings straight or I need to get my bearings straight, he puts a picture up of the Bering Straits,
A map.
a map in the corner of the video.
So there's some witty. There's a bit of thought that goes into the graphics. On
He's got some comedic relief during the videos, and he himself will say, I don't know why I'm doing this. This is fucking horrible, but it's that ick factor that we want to watch and see what happens. It's like, God, this is horrible, but let's see what happens. Who's like the old like what was
I'm on
that?
silent.
That's not me.
It's not me.
It's one of you two.
Nick Bader.
No, it ain't me. I'm on.
Somebody.
That wasn't.
I've got notifications off,
Laptop.
media off.
Oh, there you go.
Laptop.
But he
Fucking amateurs here.
yeah, but it's like like the old fear factor. That just eating disgusting things because it's not something you want to do yourself, but it's entertaining to watch someone else do it. The one friend that'll do anything.
Yeah.
That's Kevin Straley. So, and he's funny while he does it. So it's very entertaining. If you have some downtime, if you're with some friends, having a couple beers, put on a couple of his YouTube videos, LA Beast, and you'll be pleasantly surprised.
But we cannot endorse you trying anything that he tries, and
No.
he'll say so at the top of the video. But the other thing I really like about him that I love the way that he approaches every challenge as though he's got it, like he's going to do this.
Mm-hmm. And
It doesn't matter whether he's never done it before. He's never been like, I don't know, like he's all like gung ho 100%. Like I'm gonna get this, and then there's a point where he's like, oh my God, I'm not gonna get this at all. At some point there's that switch, but he is totally confident when he goes in.
But he's also deprecating as well.
Yeah.
Like he's like, look how fat I was when I was younger, and then he'll like put a picture up on the screen, But and he's got a good story. If you ever look into him and research him, he's got a good came from the bottom to the top story. So it's kind of interesting.
Well, he was also the person responsible for Pepsi bringing back Crystal Pepsi.
That's a good point.
That's a big thing.
Good point.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, he was kind of the spearhead of that entire movement, and Crystal Pepsi actually becoming a thing again.
So much to the effect that Pepsi went to his house. He was from the Midwest, and he moved to LA, and they went to his apartment and delivered the first 6-pack of crystal clear Pepsi that had came back, and they said, this is not in circulation yet. Because of you, we're bringing this back for a limited time. So if you were some of the lucky few, which I was able to get some, Cory, Tony, that after they re-released Crystal Pepsi, picked some up, that was because of the LA Beast. And they went one step further than that and made an LA Beast limited edition Crystal Pepsi label and released some with his face on it.
Wow.
And I think he sells them and donates the money to charity and things like that. So
Hell of a nice guy from the sounds of it.
yep, LA Beast, YouTube.
Danielle, your thoughts?
On what? LA Beast? I've seen a couple. Cory showed me a couple of them.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, as a lady.
No, I mean, it's interesting to watch. Some of it's kind of gross, but
So it's kind of gross.
All right.
from a girl's perspective.
From a girl, that's all we were looking for.
And it's kind of funny because
He is funny though.
He's a funny guy. And to give you an example, he tries to, since he's like a legit competitive eater, he tries to, one of his things is that he loves to break actual records in regards to eating things. And he actually has Guinness World Records, where he'll go in front of a Guinness, what are they called, adjudicator or whatever, and they give him plaques and all this other stuff. And one of them was he had to eat 99 raw eggs. And it's so stomach turning to watch because even the smell of raw eggs for me is absolutely disgusting. But it's one of those, it's the ick factor. It's like, oh God, but you have to watch it, and
But you though.
you do. And Cory and I got into this thing where when we go to rave.
Whoa, hang on. Before we bring my name into this.
So when we go to rave,
this is more of a Nick thing.
I spearheaded this. There's all these TVs up on the wall, and we've learned how to connect to the TVs via our phones. And And
Which, by the way, I think you're the only ones who patronize that bar that know how to do that.
oh god, nobody else does.
I didn't. Real quick side story. Sorry, Jason actually called me the one day because he didn't know how to connect his phone to the TV.
Well, he was able to figure out how to call AMI though, wasn't he?
You go, who is this?
New number. Who dis?
Jerry. But yeah, so what I started doing, which was absolutely comical after a few beers, was you'd have like these newer people that we have no idea who they are, the younger crowd, late 20s or something, that come into Ray's and are, 5 or 6 of them are down at the end of the opposite end of the bar. Oh, they're gonna have some chips or some food or something like that. So what I would do is I would commandeer the screen of the giant TV in front of their face, and I would turn on the 99 drinking 99 raw egg challenge. And it doesn't matter if people were 100 years old or 20 years old or 19 or whatever. They would kind of talk shit.
Not 19.
They can still go in there and stand
not
next
at
to
the
the bar.
hours that we're at the bar.
Well,
Yeah,
sometimes we're there during the day.
Are we though?
The pig roast.
Oh, one day out of the year.
But whatever it may be, all walks of life, first kind of talk shit. They're like, what the fuck is this? And within about 5 minutes, everyone is like glued to the TV staring, and then you just hear, oh my god, what is this? But people end up liking it.
And then when it ends, and then the next one comes up,
Yeah.
then they realize that this isn't going to stop.
Right.
And how do they get this off? And oh my god, we need to switch chairs, or we need to leave the bar.
I've actually had, there's nothing more hysterical, as this group knows, than tormenting people at the bar with our phones and them have no idea that it was us doing it, whether it be music or on the TV or whatever. And there's been times where, some females or whatever have legitimately turned their bar stool around and they're like, I can't, I don't know where this is coming from. What show is this? But it's pretty funny.
I think for the most part, we've been lucky that the bartenders and waitresses have tried to keep our identity secret.
Yeah, I think they're like,
those guys are Peter Parker. I don't know the Spider-Man you're talking about.
Right, they just ignore us.
So yeah. So anyway, to bring it all full circle, Nick, kudos to your work on Twitter.
Thank you. Slowly but surely. So yeah, if you guys have Twitter, go find us at Schnozzcast.
Yeah.
All one word. Give us a like and follow.
Yeah, and on that note, if you do reach out to us and you have a burning desire to maybe be a guest on the podcast, let us know. We've had a couple of asks already from the crowd saying, "Hey, how can I be a guest on your podcast? How can I be a guest there and be there with you guys?" And a couple of them we've been able to make it happen. Others just hasn't worked out. But if you're a fan and would like to participate, we'd love to hear from you. And there's we'll make room.
Okay, so can we take a minute? Anybody that has the Facebook app up, we'll say it over the mic, and then also if you could type it, say hello to my aunt, Deborah Horvath, because apparently last week she said my dad, my grandma, Natalie, my cousin, all these people were like, hey, we're here, we're watching, and she says that we didn't address them at all.
Any of them?
No, and I told her, I'm like, you must have not had the volume up, because we were saying hello.
You did.
Yeah, and so she's like, nope, we all said hi, and the only person you said hi to was your dad.
No, I already got that covered.
All right.
Oh, you did?
Oh yes.
So.
Especially being a former naysayer of the podcast.
Yeah, well, at least, you know what? She's at least giving it a chance.
I was gonna say, she keeps popping back up.
Yeah, she's probably like, it's just like the scab she likes to pull at, kind of thing. Like, God, this really sucks, but I'm going to keep doing it anyhow.
Hey, guess what? We'll take what we can get.
I'd like to tell you that was the first time this week I've been referred to as a scab. It's not. Anyway.
I wish I could say that.
Yeah, I wish I could, but I can't. To sort of close out the housekeeping, Cory, one of the things that one of the great ideas that you had in talking about, how can we do something as a podcast where we can get together with maybe some of our fans, some of the people who have connected with us in one way or another through the podcast, and do something in a social setting. And so your idea was a crab boil.
Yes.
So, can you elaborate on that a little bit for some of the folks who might be interested in such an endeavor?
Well, there'd be crabs that were boiled.
Grown.
No, what we were talking about doing was getting together in Nick's backyard by the old tiki bar that he
Old
built.
Tree.
Yep.
And getting some food together, and including a big crab boil with all the fixings, corn, potatoes, all that good stuff. And then we were also talking about tossing some steaks, sous vide some steaks.
Yep.
For people that wanted to show up. Haven't picked a date yet. That's another thing too. If you guys want to email in or comment in about what would be some good dates for for people that are listening, we can try to work around. If we have a majority of.
Well, I think selfishly we need to make sure that we are available.
Well, yeah, no, I
Do we? Guys, just don't mess anything up at the house. I left a key under the mat. I had to. This
crabs
is my
in the
weekend at work.
crabs in the freezer.
Leave the neighbor's goose alone.
I'm not sure who the
God.
Schnozzcast is, but no one here seems to know what they are. Great crab, though.
There's a lot of fans at my house for some reason, but none of the on-air talent is there.
Yeah.
So then, in addition to cooking up the food, also setting up the equipment there and doing like 15-minute, 20-minute interval podcasts with people that wanted to be on.
Sort of like a stitch it together podcast. Like we'll take all the little bits that we do and we'll
Mash
splice
them
them
all
together
together
for a Frankenstein.
A full episode.
Yeah.
Frankenstein.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's a word.
I know.
All right, just checking. Thought you were calling me out.
No, I was laughing.
Yeah, so then everyone would get a chance to, put their 2 cents in and kind of put it all together in one fun-filled day with some good food.
So we go to this annual, Cory and I go to this annual corporals, sergeants, lieutenants, ox
And
roast.
Danielle.
And Danielle goes, ox roast every year that we've invited Bob, but we've been snubbed several times. And
You're missing out.
It's in your honor. I'm snubbing them.
they have
Fuck
all
themselves.
kinds of great food. And so Cory had kind of piggybacked off of something that they
Piggy
did.
tail.
Piggy-tailed.
Piggy tail.
Oh
Piggy-tailed.
God, I hated that. Off of something that they did. Basically, he told me one night, as Cory's kind of like a pioneer.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
No, I mean the Letterkenny,
I
the
feel
LA
like you don't
Beast.
understand what pioneer means.
He's got that pioneer spirit. He comes up with new ideas that I like. A lot of times I like. I think that since you have a canvas on the wall of something that Cory introduced you to, I think you agree. But he came up with the he came up with buying a giant pot and getting like a propane burner underneath it, and it kind of was a rough segue from, I feel like, the ox roast, because that's what they did with their muscles and stuff. So that led into having a crab boil at the house. So what is there a status? I don't know when we're getting
Getting what?
that the pot
Oh,
and the burner.
We have that already.
No, we
Well,
don't.
no,
No, we don't.
So Bob has a burner.
I have
Oh,
a
you do?
burner. I have a trivet. We just need to grab a thing of propane from Dick's, and then we have a pot. But were you talking about getting a pot that's twice the size?
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Like a
I'm
big
still getting that.
stainless steel.
Oh,
Yeah,
like
okay. Yeah. So we have
11.
a pot, just not a pioneer big pot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a pot big enough for a pioneer.
So yeah, so no, we I mean, and we can definitely use if it's like we discussed. 'Cause you have a burner also, don't you?
I do not.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
I have an extra propane tank, but I don't have a burner.
Well, then I'd still like to purchase a burner. Then we'd have two.
If you want to purchase a burner or whatever, I would almost probably get one, because I mean, what the like the X burners that you can get for outside or whatever that you just put on the cinder blocks. I mean, they're really cheap, aren't they?
I think I found a bundle on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It was like $136 for like an 11-gallon pot and the burner.
Oh, and the burner with the pot. Okay.
And then it also comes with a strainer for inside the pot.
So then maybe I'll get another pot, and then we could have the 2 pots and the 2 burners.
No. Well, we already have a smaller pot.
We have a 5-gallon pot.
Right. He's talking about getting a 10.
I'm talking about getting like a 10, 11-gallon one for the crab and all that.
Yeah,
And then
so the only thing we really wouldn't have at that point is a propane tank for my trivet, which if you have one, then we'd be good.
I have a propane.
Well,
an
I
extra
mean,
propane.
Yeah.
and obviously
Not like the little baby ones, like the.
No, we would need
No,
like a
the baby
full
one.
size. No, we need like a
Oh, you need a
normal
full one?
size. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll
we're
just
not-
take
it's
one.
not
I'll
like
just
a-
take the one off my grill.
It's not like
Fill it up.
a
I mean-
campfire.
Well, I mean, obviously it's not like we couldn't just go to Kroger or the local gas station.
I've got one.
pick
I
up-
just need to. I probably need to fill it up. It's being in summer anyway.
Hey.
Plus, I'm really not going to be using it to grill anymore myself anyway because I'm a sous vide man now. So
Well, by the way, kind of a rough segue.
Yeah.
Down on the other side, south of the Blue Bridge on Telegraph,
Mhm.
that propane place. I was driving by and it said propane like $11. Is that because they're like a distributor and you can like take your tank and they'll fill it up? Is that what that is?
I mean, most places do that. Most
Well,
places.
anytime you take a tank back, it's usually like half off.
No,
of
I
what
know,
it
but
normally
usually
is.
any plate like any gas station, it's $20 for propane. So I was wondering, I'm like $11.
Oh, why is 11 and not 20? I don't know the answer.
I wonder if it's. I mean, it's legitimately, and they have like the
volume.
big pig outside where you.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if you can take your tank there and they'll fill it up for $11 as opposed to 20.
That would be great.
Yeah. So
I'll try that.
food for thought. Think about it.
All right, so yeah, it's really the only thing left is to pick a weekend, and I think we threw out a couple of internally threw out a couple of dates, but I know I've got a few weekends where I'm going to be out of town, and I've already sent that to you guys anyway. So other than that,
Yeah, we'll
you guys are.
we'll get something picked out and announce it.
Yeah, but I think the idea would be to open it up to all the Schnozzcast listeners who want to join. But, and this is the tricky part, they would have to RSVP.
Yes, we would definitely have to.
Given their proclivity for not interacting with us in any way,
Well,
they're gonna have to send us
Yeah,
something.
we would definitely need to know how many people were.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
All
All you
here's
gotta do is make an event thing on
there's
Facebook.
I was
Yeah.
just doing that the other day. I was kind of tooling around with the Facebook, and it's like, oh, the fan page. You've never created an event. Maybe you should do that.
Right.
How much are tickets? And I'm like, tickets? I'm like, no, we're not at that level yet.
No.
But yeah, I mean, if that's something that, obviously we're not going to open it up to everybody, but something that maybe some of the close fans
I mean,
would be interested in doing.
I don't know how you'd. I mean, unless we'd have to invite certain people to it. If we did open it up, can you put like a limit on it? Like once we hit a limit, like that,
Well, yeah,
registration's closed.
Right.
I think that'd be the only fair way to do it is to be, we know how many people we can fit in your backyard.
Do we?
And well, I think you do, don't you? You've had other functions there.
I don't know. We'll have to build like 11-foot
Constantly.
cinder block fences first,
So
so no one can go into the neighbor's yard.
We just knock down that back fence,
Yeah,
Yeah.
carry it out into the street.
I need to do that anyhow because I'm putting up a white PVC fence.
Oh, there we go.
Knock it down. But also, like at the ox roast, I think I mentioned this before. They have the animal drinking water troughs made of like tin that are
Yeah.
relatively cheap.
I'm loving where you're going with this.
That they just put on cinder blocks and put some sort of fire underneath it and filled it with sweet corn. And they had all this fucking corn ready to go. So I mean, that would be easy enough even to put over my fire pit. Just put a couple logs underneath it, and we wouldn't have to buy an extra, thing.
I would thought you were talking about filling it with Fireball and getting a whole bunch of straws.
That'd be pretty awesome too.
Yeah.
But
Why can't we do both?
Danielle said she's making Bailey's and Fireball cupcakes for the event.
I am. If you give me the recipe, I
Irish
can
caramel.
do that.
Corey had said the Bailey's frosting or the Guinness frosting.
Guinness frosting. That
Guinness frosting?
Yeah, Bailey's
So,
cupcakes with Guinness frosting.
What?
last
What is this?
last St. Patty's Day, I jokingly brought it up to one of the girls at work that she makes amazing. She brought in banana pudding all the time. That was out of this world.
Okay.
So I jokingly said the one day, I'm like, hey, it's St. Patty's Day coming up. I'm like, have you ever heard of
Not
Guinness?
for nothing, but get to work.
As I say,
Is this a subordinate?
No, different
You really
department.
want that vacation?
So I say, yeah, you've never heard of cupcakes made with from Guinness with Bailey's frosting? She's like, no. So I printed out the recipe, which she asked me to. printed out the recipe for it. 2 days later, she
But
came.
you never made it.
No,
You just had
no.
You knew where to get the recipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And 2 days later, she came in with a huge tray of them, and they were amazing.
Yeah.
For some reason, there's something that Guinness does when you put it in a baked good that is out of this world.
Something that Guinness does when you put it in your mouth.
You know what? And I don't know anything about them, but doesn't like dark chocolate infused with Guinness cupcakes? Doesn't that sound good?
That's basically what it is. Yeah.
Because it seems like the bitterness, they would both go together.
Well, it for some reason it
Stout.
made, as much as I hate this word, made the cupcakes very moist. Yeah, I know it stung me a little to say, but
How moist do you think that they were?
okay. See, no, we can't. Yeah,
On a scale of 1 to moist, how moist were they?
Wholly moist.
Fully moist?
Yes.
Fully moist?
Wholly moist.
On a scale of so we have to
Moist, you continue to talk about how moist they are?
All right. Let's
on a scale of
Okay.
paper towel after spraying some Windex and
what?
lawn after it rains. How moist?
How moist?
How moist would you say this was?
I had a great response for that. I'll keep it to myself.
There's a lady present.
Danielle, what's your shirt say?
Bears beats Battlestar Galactica.
Nice. From The Office?
It is.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's a good shirt.
Thanks.
Yeah, for those who aren't watching or just listening. Does anybody else follow Game of Thrones?
Nope.
Nobody? I'm the only one here?
Yeah.
I got up to like the 5th season.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to scratch that off of the topics of conversation.
Since we know nothing.
So you're right. The series finale is tomorrow night, and no one else but me. Exactly. No one here but me cares.
Sorry.
That's fine.
And done.
And see.
Yeah, but there's other people that would. So you could talk to our audience.
Oh yeah. What do you think?
Or you could just let them know it's
Yeah, I can't.
no, because there'd be spoilers and things like
No, it would be no. Actually, Cory, let's do a quick poll. Not an official Facebook poll, but something just in the comment section for there. Just ask the crowd. Let us know who you think's going to sit on the Iron Throne at the end of the episode tomorrow.
All right. Anyone who, well, you guys just heard. Anyone that watches Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but we already know that the Finns don't even have their audio on. They're only watching. Or sorry, is that the baiters?
It's the baiters.
The baiters.
Yeah. Yeah. We want to know who you think's going to be on the Iron Throne at the end of the episode tomorrow. Who's going to be the big winner?
Yeah, the Baiters are doing a courtesy watch, I think.
Yeah, it's all a courtesy watch.
Yeah.
Hey, the rankings aren't even out there, so.
Right.
Could be
Jack
worse.
is directly
Could be
above
worse.
us.
Both of my kids are.
Oh no.
Yeah. Someone's got to take care of those dogs.
Someone just peeing in the sink. That's
fine. It tends to rain for like 4 seconds here every 10 minutes.
Well, it's during the wet season, so.
Don't you mean the moist season?
Yes.
All right, so Danielle, you've been awfully quiet.
Sorry.
There's nothing bad to say. I think we've hit 40 minutes in. 40 minutes in. Let's do a shot.
Okay. Oh.
You reach in.
that's your cue.
Shut
Okay,
up.
so if you guys are watching
This one?
or listening,
There's another one in there, and that's.
if you guys,
which fireball should we drink?
I don't know,
Why don't we drink the one that's already open?
I don't.
whatever's coldest.
This one's colder.
Oh, perfect.
This
If
one's
you
not.
guys are
Yeah, Nick,
watching,
what is the tradition here?
yeah, if you guys are watching or listening, and we're not talking over everybody by trying to figure out what fireball to take, go ahead and go grab your favorite libation, and we'll wait a couple seconds, and you can do a shot with us. If not, for my aunt's
That's
sake,
not mine, is it?
Too much?
Yes.
yeah, Danielle's not a cinnamon person. For my aunt's sake, go get your favorite prosecco or beer or wine or vodka and Sprite, and do a shot with us.
And
Why do we do that, Nick?
Well, we like to involve the fans.
That's mine.
Good answer, sir.
Like to involve the fans. This, I don't know if you guys notice every time, but for the people that are, the 4 people that are on Facebook Live, this is a soapstone shot. Bob, is there any story behind this glass?
There's a rich tradition and history behind that shot glass. It was first. Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It was carved out of one piece of soapstone in the Mallorca region of Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Spain. And the fun fact, the worker really only had what could be considered today to be a fork. Carved it out of one piece,
Mm-hmm.
and it took him at least, 7 years, I think was the grand
Whittled.
tally. Not so much whittled as much as like sort of timed his way through to the beginning. Again, they didn't know what to call it back then, but today we know it as the fork.
Yeah.
I believe he was famous for using the fork of Mallorca.
Wow. Steeped in history.
Yeah, and then it was lost to the bowels of history for generations, only to surface at a Traverse City
Gift shop.
Traverse City flea
Nifty
market.
gifty shop.
Traverse City flea market just a couple of years ago.
Wonderful. That's
And,
that's why I've always picked it as my favorite.
Yeah.
I hope it breaks.
God damn, I had it right to the end.
Nifty gifties.
All right, so
Cheers, everyone.
Yep. Thank you for listening. Cheers to you.
It doesn't get any easier.
And Kristen wanted to let you know that Amanda specifically says hi to you and none the rest of us.
Hi, Amanda.
Which Amanda?
Who the
And hi,
is
Kristen.
Amanda?
Who's Amanda?
Kristen's daughter.
Kristen and Donnie's daughter.
Mm.
What, pray tell, does she have against the rest of us?
Yeah.
To specifically say, those jackasses, make sure they don't get in the world with me.
Right. That's.
The last time I was treated like that, it was by Keegan.
I don't know if I care for that, sir.
Well.
That's the kind of treatment I'd expect from a Selesky daughter.
Oh, you mean Keegan and Callie, the ones that were guaranteed to be here at this episode?
I'm not sure they were guaranteed to be.
Oh, they said I'll be
Callie
here.
was watching.
But I
Like,
took
I
that
will
with
be
like
here.
a giant pile of salt.
All right, before we go too far into this, it was just corrected.
What was corrected?
She says, hi, guys.
Oh,
Mm.
thanks. That is
Redeemed
vague,
herself.
but redeeming.
Although I will say, the first one did just say Danielle, Amanda says hi.
Mhm.
It does.
The Finns have notoriously always said, "Hey guys," or "We're here, guys," or "How's everyone?" or something like. They're very, very welcoming people.
Yes, they are.
But I think there was 1 or 2 times that they said, "Hi, Danielle," and I got pretty upset. So that's probably why.
I'm sorry. My dad did apologize at dinner. Where he's like, I'm really sorry last week. He's like, I just don't know them.
How awesome did you feel when you realized your dad just apologized to a podcast?
Right.
Right. I'm really sorry,
Amazing.
Danielle. I didn't mean to say that.
Oh, don't let it happen again.
Right.
Right. My dad would have been like, "What did you just apologize to?
Right.
What is this thing? It's in the
Okay.
cloud."
List of
What?
bands. Mr. Finn.
Hold on. We should have a dead to me list on this podcast.
We should.
Yeah.
Should.
I don't know about that.
We have less than 10
Ooh.
viewers.
Well, look. Every podcast is going to have devoted fans and bitter enemies.
So as we were just talking about at the beginning of the podcast, how we're trying to reach a bigger fan base, we're going to start knocking
We are.
fans off.
I'm speaking to those people who've already written us off. All those people who aren't going to listen no matter what we do. In fact, are going out of their way to let us know they're not going to listen.
Do we know any of those people?
I'm sure if we think real hard, we can come up with a few names.
Just lift off everyone watching right now.
No, those people are awesome. Those people took the time. I can say for sure that I have 2 sisters, one of whom I was just talking about the podcast with last week,
Okay.
and even talked her into showed her how to bring it up on Google Play, which is pretty amazing given that I don't have an Android device.
I'm pretty sure I just added her the other day too on the Facebook page.
Yeah, let's.
So I just pulled her off the dead to me list.
So okay, like and that's fantastic. But for people that are watching or whatever, and are like, oh, I'm one of 7 in this room. That's not what we're all about.
No, we're just teasing.
No. But I'm saying,
We're being totally serious.
I'm saying that we're
joking.
What we are is a podcast, first and foremost, always. So what you guys don't really see is any of the analytics that are involved. That Bob has a lot of the information of the downloads we're getting. You know, lots of downloads on Spotify and iTunes and everything else, because it is a podcast, and it's something that we want to encourage you guys. You know, the Facebook Live is just kind of like just a little window into what we do, but it's definitely by no stretch of the imagination what we're about, and it's not our main focus. Our main focus is going through all the avenues of everyone at this table, getting cleaned up, polished, and put out onto these hosting sites, and where you can be mowing your lawn or working out at the gym or taking a shower, getting ready for work, and you can pause us and listen to us, and it's just some good background entertainment. And if you haven't done that yet, that's really what we're about.
Yeah, please give it a try. Number one, the sound is awesome. It's way better than watching the Facebook Live. Facebook Live is great. No. In comparison, GoPro's an amazing camera.
Fucking embarrassing.
The fact that it can sit over there and catch everything that we're saying, even when we're not really talking very loud, awesome. But nothing beats like a direct audio recording. If you haven't listened to it yet, also you don't have to look at our ugly mugs.
So as great, and we said this before, but it's nice to give like friendly reminders.
Yeah.
Cory, everyone here has put a lot of time and effort into this. Cory, you know, all this equipment, 90% of it Bob has purchased. Cory bought a brand new GoPro, which is why we can do the Facebook Live specifically for that purpose.
Yeah, and let's not miss words. We wouldn't be where we're today without Facebook Live and the GoPro.
Yeah, and it has awesome audio quality for what it is, but everything that you see here on the table and the microphones and everything, this is not being piped into Facebook Live. This is coming from his camera. So if you think this is relatively decent, take a look at the app and give us a listen. Whatever that you get your podcasts on. If you've never listened to a podcast, go try it out.
Yeah, and then let us know. Hit us up on schnozzcast@gmail.com or however else you want to do it. We want to know what you think. If this is the first podcast you've ever listened to, which if you're my sister, it would be, we want to know what you think. You know, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah.
When we're not, if there's a week where we don't do the Facebook Live and we're just doing the audio recording, it's a lot looser in that we don't have to worry about how we appear on camera. We don't have to worry about the setup of the room, the lighting, and all that sort of stuff. When we do the Facebook Live, it's a different crowd that we're playing to, because we know they're here to watch, and they're getting a certain picture and a certain audio from the GoPro, which sets the stage, and so it's meant to make you feel like you're sort of a fly on the wall watching us.
Yeah, but you think about it from that aspect, and the actual podcast itself, of where it's being piped in at the quality sound, and we've band-aided things and we've cleaned some stuff up. If you haven't listened to that, with the Facebook Live, there could be some silences, or some people are getting up or leaving or whatever. Yeah. Bob takes a lot of time and edits all this, so it's crystal clear and it flows. And just try it out if you haven't.
I will tell you guys though that it's been really great. The last 2 or 3 episodes, I haven't had to do any of that.
Wow,
that's
been
good.
Pretty. Yeah, we've whether it's just the stick time that we've all had sitting here talking, whether adding segments has created like less lulls in conversation, or whatever it is, I've had to do really very little editing to the front. It's just, I may have to take a couple things and cut them out and then like pull it together like that to cover the gap. But other than that, it's music in the front, music in the back. Transition the audio, audio down, audio up when you go from music to talking, and it's made it a lot easier. But the one thing that we've always been about we've always been a podcast about making a podcast. We've always been very open and honest about, like, hey, it's episode 2. We know the audio sucks because I listened to it. We're trying to make it better, and as we've kind of grown and learned, we've put investment in some equipment. We've put a time investment in how to market the podcast, how to make a product that we're all proud of. And oh, by the way, here's all the warts and the hiccups along the way to get to how we got to where we are now. And we'll continue to do that because there'll be other people that, there's probably somebody listening to us right now who was thinking about, like, maybe I should do a podcast.
Yeah.
And to them, I would say, do what we did. Just one day, just go, I'm not going to wait anymore. We're just going to try it.
Or they might say, hey, I've got one microphone and a stand, but I don't have a clip.
Yeah.
What should I do? I've got duct tape and paper towel.
Look, you make do with what you can.
You make it work. You make it work.
And I'll tell you what, it wouldn't matter if we weren't on Facebook Live. No one would know.
But to take a second between you and Cory, maybe you guys want to break down what the actual segments are, because some people might not realize we have segments, that we've introduced segments, like reoccurring things.
Yeah, because when we started, we were just like, what are we talking about today, boys? And it was just like free flow improv for hours. And so
some days good, some days bad.
Yeah, some hits and a whole lot of misses. But what you find is that there's a lot more lulls as you reduce the number of people who are in the podcast, and as you sort of become more professional, there's a drive to be more professional and do it in such a way that creates a better product. And so you lose a lot of that. I mean, the first 5 episodes, there were lulls, but they were mostly because we were too drunk to really understand what was going on.
Were we?
We were.
We were?
Well, okay, we meaning me.
I wasn't even directing that, but
you learn. You're like, dude, you can't get stinking drunk on a podcast. I mean, it was fun while it's happening, but to go back and listen to it later, you're like, no one's gonna want to hear that. I don't even want to listen to it. So you learn as you go, and so the segments that I think we just started talking about, like, look, Nick's a big fan of the Drew and Mike podcast, the Drew and Mike show.
Mm-hmm.
We're not a podcast, and now they're back on the radio on 106.7.
106.7, yeah.
Wheels, Detroit's Wheels, which is amazing to me. As
LLZ?
Yeah, because I remember when WLZ was 94.7. They were a radio station here. For them to come back with the same moniker and bring back a, Drew and Mike were never on Wheels, but they were still a Detroit
staple
radio mainstay, is amazing. Cory's a big fan of David Chuck the Freak, and each one of those radio shows has their strengths and their weaknesses, but what they have that we never did was segments. They had things that they talked about that each had a name, and you could literally make like a schedule. It's like looking at a rehearsal for Saturday Night Live, where they go, okay, first we're going to have the Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer sketch, then we're going into Weekend Update, and they schedule it that way so that everything kind of runs like clockwork. And so what we found around like episode 15, 16, I think we said, look, we probably need to start exploring some of that stuff so that we can reduce the number of breaks in conversation, which will help for Facebook Live. I mean, the audio part, I can cut that out, but Facebook Live, I can't.
Right. Because
it's all live. So we started, what should we do? And then, we came up with some stupid things like pick of the week. It should be easy enough for us to come up with, hey, what's one thing that you ate, watched, listened to, experienced in the last week that you'd recommend to somebody else?
You'd give your stamp of approval.
Your stamp of approval. Yep. What's on Bob's shelf? What's on Bob's shelf came up because somebody's like, what the fuck is that on your shelf? And we're like, I got a lot of stuff on my shelf. We could probably do a different segment every week with something that's there.
He has a lot of odd things that were just that was not like put together for the podcast, like just very random things.
Yeah, because this is my house. This is where I live. This is the flotsam and jetsam of the last 40 some years of my life.
But the thing is, like, my basement would have like just a clusterfuck, and this almost looks like a set. Like, they're just so they're placed. They're
strategically placed.
Yeah, they're very strategically placed, but everything's like clean and together, and it just to me
it's
just
a
looks,
little dusty. A couple of things I've gotten off of there.
To me, it looks like football. and it's signed by a bunch of people, and like a Star Wars thing, and all the movies are together in a row. You know, mine would just be like crap everywhere.
So what you're saying is Bob's a slob.
No, I'm saying
But
I
he's-
am.
I was
but
saying Nick's saying he's a slob.
Yeah.
He's an organized slob.
I think the wrapped Christmas gifts were what got me. Seeing wrapped Christmas gifts outside of Christmas that don't move for year to year.
You think it was just we did enough episodes of the podcast? You're finally like, I can't wait anymore. I have to know.
No.
What the fuck is that?
I feel like it would take away the luster of
but
what's
how did
on
it,
Bob's shelf
how did
if
it
we
come
opened
up?
those.
No, how did it come up?
How did it come? The shelf thing?
Yeah.
Because I
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's in the gift.
Yeah, I said what is
But
going
we
on.
had
with
already
those gifts?
recorded a couple of podcasts down here. I feel like it was like you like I can't wait anymore. Like I have to know.
Yeah.
What is that?
I had to.
Yeah.
I
And
couldn't-
that's
I
where it
But
started.
honestly, I feel like too, the first time I came down your basement, I was like, why do you have Christmas presents down here?
And you could tell like the corners are noticeably worn.
And they're dusty.
Oh yeah, they're dusty.
My microphone that's never been in use
Will
is
be.
Is
It
now
will
on
be.
top. Is it? Will
It's
it?
gonna.
How? Okay. Speaking of which, Hoppy, he was in the room for a second.
See, and it's unfair for me to keep throwing his name about. Like, dude, you sort of kind of promised that you might give us. You know, it doesn't matter.
But you know what? He's in a Kenworth hauling logs, going down to
Traveling
Tennessee.
across this great nation.
That's right. That's right.
As you stated last week.
And John Denver was full of shit. Thought the Rockies would be a little rockier than this.
Mr. Sunshine on my goddamn shoulder, John Denver.
What other segments did we come up with? Oh, we did one or two weird news segments.
And I think Cory just killed it in a good way.
Well, he set the
In a
bar
good
so
way.
high we're all like,
Yeah.
I can't fucking
Nobody
compete
can.
with a poop knife.
The poop knife.
Did you ever explain to her the poop knife?
She should have
She
listened to
listens
it.
to the podcast.
I was gonna say, that was the day I wasn't
No, but you
here.
were
No, I
you,
know.
You were there the next podcast,
Right.
And we referenced it,
And I didn't.
And-
I hadn't watched that
and,
one.
and he goes, I'll tell you about it later.
He did
And I
not.
think we made some sort of joke about them being in bed naked and like him going, hey, before we get started, let me just break down the poop knife for you.
Yeah,
Wait,
no.
who's laying in bed naked?
He had not told me about the. I still don't know what the poop knife.
I think you know.
It's
So you
episode
still haven't
19.
got-
I've actually
Episode
had some randoms reach out to me and
Right.
be like, "Oh my god, that was so funny," and I'm like,
Oh my god.
I'm serious.
I think it's one of the top 5
and I
moments that we've had.
go, what was so funny? Well, your guys' last podcast. I'm like, I don't even remember what it was about. What was it about?
Right.
And they're like, oh, the poop knife thing. And I'm like, yeah.
Makes
Yeah,
makes
it was
sense.
great.
Makes
It was
sense that you've never told me this.
It was like in the past couple
oh,
days.
it just on my mind.
Right.
But the thing, just in the way that we're trying to like not envision this thing, this apparatus that's hanging, you know, like someone's grandfather like drilled a hole through it,
Right.
like
I
maybe like
really
a,
need to listen to this
like
podcast.
a like a
You do.
leather
You
like
do.
like a leather hook, you know, just and it's underneath it, it's just dripping, you know.
Oh. You were painting a regrettable picture, sir.
But I feel like that there's some weird families out there, and that
There
this
are
is something that
and you know what? If you, like Danielle, are now going, what is he talking about? We refer back to episode 19.
Is
of
it
the
like a
Schnozzcast.
poop cloth?
We're not gonna. No. We don't. You can't have the cow and give away the milk for free.
Not my pig, not my farm.
No, my monkey.
We
not my
refer you,
sister.
and in fact, I'll say this for people who are watching on Facebook Live who've never listened to the audio version of this podcast, who never listened to us on iTunes or Spotify or anything. The one thing that we do when we upload the audio version up to our hosting site, and then it then spiderwebs out, and all of those other sites go, I'm going to grab it. I'm grabbing that content, grabbing the artwork, grabbing the description and everything, and make it available to you, the listener. We, the Schnozzcast corporate offices, write a description for every episode, and in that description are the top 3 things that we feel were the draw of the highlights of the episode. We don't do that for Facebook Live. We do it for the audio version. So if you go to your podcast app on your iPhone, or if you go to Spotify, you'll be able to read the description for each of the episodes. And I feel like I don't think we come out really and say the words poop knife specifically
When?
in the description of that episode.
Oh, well, we don't. Did you?
No. I did not. I feel like it was a reference to I'll actually tell you what it is.
reference system. Poop.
Burp. Pulling up the old episode guide. Thank God I did this. It's every description for every episode we've had in case
That's a picture of you in a Speedo.
In case we get lost.
Oh, never mind.
So it was episode 19. Bob, Cory, and Nick rant and rave about the wonder of butter garlic butter.
Oh yes,
You remember?
Butter, garlic butter?
Yeah. There is butter, and there is garlic in the butter.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like Nick just blacks out during this.
I know.
During
He
the
has
show.
no memory of any of this shit. Thank God I'm writing it down. Nick's excitement over drug nicknames. You remember that?
Yeah.
And the incomprehensible weird news story about one man's atrocious family tradition. That's it.
AKA the poop knife.
Yeah. Well, that's all we're gonna say. Do yourself a favor. Go back and
I
listen to
know.
episode 19. Listen to it while you're on the toilet. You got your headphones on.
Who was on the toilet with headphones?
You'd
A
be
lot of people.
surprised.
I was like,
You know what I could go for?
Do
If I got some butter.
I've never
That's
been there
garlic.
before.
Can I add some garlic? Perhaps I'd add a little bit more garlic to my butter. You know what this butter is missing?
It's like you remember doing it, but then you remember what you said. You just remember the fact that you did it, that it exists.
You know,
it's a weirdly selective memory that you have.
no, yeah. But years down the road, I'll remember it. But it's like the short term memory.
Short term,
is
not so
gone.
good.
No,
Okay.
because everyone's like, "Wow, you have really good memory." I'm like, "No, I don't." What?
Who are you?
Right.
The one last thing I do want to say about the poop knife though, because it's been on my mind now that we've been talking about it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, and you haven't brought it up.
The one thing that you gotta think, like, if I were to go upstairs right now and you guys would be down here, and all of a sudden I would be like,
If you went upstairs,
Hey!
we would be down here.
Bob, where's your poop knife?
We would know what you're talking about.
We would know. Danielle would be like,
What in the actual fuck is going
oh my God,
on? That's
oh my
what
God,
I would be
oh my
like.
God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
You'd be like a scene out of Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, she would have no clue.
No.
I
I'd
literally
be-
have
it
no
would
clue
freak the
right
fuck-
now.
It would freak me the fuck out if I was you.
You know what? Actually, I know I have some friends that do some metalworking, and perhaps we need to fashion
Dude.
nice.
That just sounds
I
weird.
feel like
don't even
there's-
know what
have
the
any
fuck
of
you guys
you-
are talking
I
about.
feel like there's a nice little spot right underneath Wayne that needs a.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
a
Have
poop
any of you
knife.
actually
That won't
envisioned,
be. It won't be used.
have any of you envisioned
I hope not. I'm not sitting by no fucking poop
You
knife.
don't even know what it is.
I don't care. It's got poop
Have
on
any-
it, I'm sure.
have
Well,
any
if
of
it's not
you
used.
envisioned what the handle looks like and what the blade looks like, the curve?
It would have to be a very dull blade.
To be dead honest,
It would have to be some
what do
sort
you
of a
envision?
crazy shaped blade that you'd never
no,
seen before.
every literally the one thing I've envisioned is like just an ornate butter knife.
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
No.
like really fancy handle, but like a butter knife type blade.
I'll tell you what I picture.
Some
when
like
I-
inlay engraving,
Yes,
like on the handle,
yes.
The blade
That's
itself, in my mind, goes up here like a straight,
like a duck
and
bill.
then it comes, and then there's a point here, and then it kind of curves over this way, and then there's like
No.
two tongs that come
What?
down this way.
No. It
No.
would
I
be,
don't know why.
It would be
but it's something that I've never seen before. I'm like, that's all I can picture. It's
No,
something
There
that's
was
so
no
bizarre.
picture in it
That's
of
like
it
so
in the news
bizarre.
story.
That's like
But you're like,
a
how does that?
that's like a fire poker. No, you don't want to poke things. You just want
Slice right through it,
like butter. So
like
if
hot butter.
It would almost be
No.
like a large silver ore, like ore shape.
But in
you
my
know?
mind, it would have to be different from every other knife you have.
with
It
some-
can't look like a knife you already have.
No, it would be notably longer with a long handle.
I hope they don't
Are
put
you-
this
are you
knife
pulling
with their
like a
other cutlery.
7-foot knife?
Well, you're not gonna come with this
He's
little
like,
fucking.
it would be longer than your.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
So you're not putting your
Is
face
that all a
down in
blade?
the toilet when you're using
How
it.
much of that is handle?
There's a lot of handle.
Okay.
No, the blade would probably be like that.
Okay.
But
A
there'd be
handle
like
like
a
this?
Victorian.
Like a
engraved
like a
inlay.
samurai sword, kind of like.
I have
do you
so
have
many
the, do you have the
questions right now.
like the what do they call it the piece that separates your hand
No.
from the blade?
No.
There's nothing like that.
No,
there?
no guard. You can't.
No.
That's
No
not
guard?
dude. That's too fancy.
Yeah.
Oh, but,
Just like
but
a-
if you had one, you'd want a guard.
No,
I
no,
feel
You
like
want a guard?
no guard.
I
Dude.
feel like
You want a poop knife?
That's downriver right there. That's a Woodhaven poop knife right there. Is what you're talking about.
I feel like that's
You
where
want-
I feel like that's where poop knives are.
But
so
if you had your druthers,
I'm
wouldn't
sorry,
you rather
bud.
have a Northville poop knife?
My family that was
Maybe
unsure
a
about the
Birmingham poop
podcast
knife?
is now
That-
not
that-
listening
that-
because they live in Woodhaven. So
so
I'll just say that we really appreciate that comment. But no, I'm thinking of like
Did they think we were like an autobiographical podcast, like a true fiction kind of podcast?
true crimes.
Yeah.
I'm worried at the thought of all three of you have about this fucking knife that I don't even know what it is.
It would be like a large butter knife with a
Danielle,
larger
if you'd like to excuse yourself
handle.
right now, go upstairs and listen to episode 19.
No
you
teeth.
can probably come back down by the
I
time
just want to Google poop knife right now. That's what I want to do.
I'm gonna recommend against that.
Probably.
Yeah,
You're
just-
better off being exposed to it by us than them.
Just give episode 19 a listen.
Yeah, just go upstairs, scan through it, you'll find it. Like 10 minutes and be back down.
I've been to Nick's house in Woodhaven. They have a poop knife.
No, I don't know if he has. Have you been to my house, Maria?
I've been to your grandma's. Was it your grandma's house?
Yeah, my grandma's. I'll have you know, my grandma's from Australia, and she knows nothing of poop knives.
She has a poop boomerang.
Pooperang.
Boomerang.
How dare you?
See, I told you that they were disgusting. Click.
All right, Danielle.
Yes.
That's that.
Would you like to pick? Well, you know what, Nick Bader. It's time for What's on Bob's Shelf.
What's on Bob's shelf?
Danielle, you
I
pick.
want that white album-looking thing.
This thing?
Yep.
Right here?
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to tell you right now that if you're not satisfied with what you picked, you can pick
I can pick
something
something else.
Yeah.
I want it to be something like senior pictures or something, but I don't think
I
it's
can tell you it's
something
not.
art.
Which is
Damn
why
it.
I'm offering you
A second?
Yeah.
What is that? That's
Well,
a
that's why
cardboard
you're about
box
to
now.
get it.
Oh.
Old records.
Oh, it's vinyl.
It's vinyl. Actually, it's not vinyl. What's in there?
Oh. Letter of
It's
authenticity.
a shipment from the Third Man Vault Record Club.
Ouch. Oh, it's white stripes.
Yeah, I think it came with a vinyl that's probably sitting up in my living room, but that's like the extra
Well, I
shit.
hope it's not the box still.
There's still stuff in there, though.
Yeah, it's the white stripes. That's what I just said.
Yeah, but what's in here?
I don't know. Other stuff.
Well, that's what we need to find out.
Hold on. There's a picture of.
Oh, Jack White.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Meg White on the drums.
Yep.
Those are like actual quality pictures.
Yeah.
I know they're good pictures.
They do a good job. I mean, for a membership club, they give you tons of shit.
That's hurt
In the
my
stuff that
finger.
they
I just
sell.
want you to know.
So I'm sorry. Is there a record still in
There's
the box?
there's other stuff in there.
There's nothing in that.
Okay.
No, it's just like a
Another
poster.
picture.
Like a nice.
Oh, that's like a poster from their. They had a show at the Gold Dollar back in '99.
That's it.
All right, so that's just so I'm sure I have the album upstairs in my living room, but this is a bunch of extra shit that they sent that I didn't know what to do with, so I just left it in the box.
That's like a projector
Yeah.
sheet.
All right, so if you're not satisfied with that, because that has nothing to do with me, really, but you just put it on the floor. Do you want me to?
What's that thing wrapped in paper on? Like that on top of the DVD player?
Here?
Yeah. Is it a picture?
It is a picture.
Do you know what it is of?
I think so. Me and the Harlem Globetrotter cheerleaders.
The caricature of you. Kicking
And the
a
Harlem
goal.
Globetrotters.
No, you're kicking a field goal with a football. Oh my god. It's from 1986.
Oh yeah, so I was in high school. I don't even know where.
I'll say that's a sweet haircut.
Hope anybody can see that.
I'll say hold it up
Where's
to the
where's the
camera.
camera right here?
Yep.
All right.
That was a
Yeah,
that was a
that's
good pick.
That's a right. So first of all,
And
let me just
Nick
point
is
out.
missing all of this
Let
right
me just
now.
point out. I have no idea what. First of all,
That doesn't
I
look
didn't.
anything
I didn't wear
like
glasses
you.
at the time. Why are there question marks?
Right? I don't know if that's his actual name.
Was that something I was supposed to be saying? But I was like, I don't want to say anything.
Right?
And he's like, okay, question mark, question mark.
Where was that done?
And why does this guy have me kicking it in the opposite direction from the goal?
Because I think he's
Right.
saying you're an idiot.
I think so. I feel like my mom paid money for this.
Where
Well,
was,
it is in a frame.
Where was this done at?
Well, it was 86, so I would have been a sophomore/junior. So it would have been. We probably took a trip, like family trip to Florida or something like that. And this would have been one of those like on the boardwalk kind of things. But yeah, there's no way I would have paid for this. This is all my mom. But
Why
I have no
not?
idea why she paid money for something where the guy was clearly like, I don't like this kid.
Your son's a dick.
Yeah. I've got two choices. I could either have him say something really cool up here, and I could have the goal going that way, or I could flip it around. Yeah. Yeah, well, hold on.
Hold on. Just to be fair,
To be fair.
let's do 7 days from when the content is released.
Thank you. That's what I was just about to say.
The
content.
The podcast content is
So-
released.
All right,
Yeah,
so let's say tomorrow's Sunday. Let's say I can get the content out by before midnight tomorrow night. So before Monday morning.
So people on Facebook Live have a little leg up right now.
They do.
But to make it fair, yes, I was about to
make
say
it
the
fair.
exact same thing.